Section 1. The Silent Hunter Slips Her Chains. May 4th, 1945. 03:17 hours. The North Atlantic, 180 miles southwest of Iceland. Salt water drips from the ceiling of U-2511 like blood from a fresh wound. The air is thick with diesel fumes, sweat, and the metallic tang of fear. Kapitänleutnant Adalbert Schnee stands hunched over the plotting table, his face lit green by the dim glow of the periscope repeater. 29 years old, already a Knight's Cross winner, and tonight he believes he is holding the future in his hands. The boat is Type XXI, the Elektroboot, the wonder weapon Dönitz swore would turn the tide. 20 knots submerged, silent as a shark, batteries that laugh at snorkels. For the first time in 6 years, a U-boat commander feels like the hunter again, not the hunted. Schnee whispers the order, Periscope Tiefe. The plainsmen ease her up. The needle-thin attack periscope breaks the surface for 6 seconds, no more, just long enough. There, a lone cruiser, HMS Norfolk, he thinks, escorts scattered. Perfect. Schnee's lips curl into something that might be a smile. Rohr 1 bis 4, Lörs. 4 torpedoes ripple away into the black. Acoustic homing T-11 Zaunkönigs. They cannot miss. Schnee slams the periscope down, spins the handle. Tauchen auf 150 Meter, Vollfahrt voraus. The deck tilts, electric motors howl. The 21 streaks away at 19 knots, faster underwater than any destroyer on Earth can steam on the surface. In the control room, men allow themselves the rarest luxury: hope. They are untouchable. They are invincible. Or so they believe. For the next 43 minutes.
Same black water, same freezing night. On the bridge of USS Mission Bay, CVE-88, a baby flat-top turned U-boat killer, radar man second-class Vincent Russo rubs bloodshot eyes and stares at the glowing green scope. A single pip. Fast. Too fast. Coming straight at the task group like a torpedo with a grudge. Captain, we've got a snorkel head. No, wait, contact is solid now. Bearing 270. Range 12,000 yards, and closing at 20 knots submerged. Jesus, sir, nothing moves that fast underwater. Captain Pendleton doesn't waste breath on disbelief. He's been hunting the rumored superboats for weeks. He slams the alarm. General quarters, illuminate starboard quarter. Searchlights stab the darkness. 8 destroyers, Frost, Halsey Powell, and the rest of Hunter-Killer Group 22.5 snap into their practiced wheel like wolves smelling blood. Below, in U-2511's belly, the first hint of wrongness creeps in. The hydrophone operator rips off his headphones, face chalk white. Hercule, high-speed screws everywhere. 8, maybe 10. They're boxing us. Schnee's triumph freezes mid-breath. Impossible. No escort could have caught a Type 21 running deep and fast. Yet the screech of American sonar pings is already clawing through the pressure hull like fingernails on steel. He snaps, Stille Fahrt, run silent, run deep. The electric motors drop to a whisper. The crew freeze at their stations, not daring to cough. You can almost hear hearts hammering against ribs. For 90 agonizing seconds, silence is their only shield. Then the voice of Lieutenant Zersay Keltzer, barely more than a whisper. Captain, they're still tracking us. Perfectly. How?
Because the Americans aren't using ordinary sonar anymore. They're using something the Germans have never even heard of.
04:12 a.m. The Atlantic has become a cathedral of deathly quiet, broken only by the mechanical heartbeat of American sonobuoys. High above, a privateer patrol bomber from VB-103 drops another pattern of the new Mark 24 Fido acoustic torpedoes. No, not torpedoes yet. Sonobuoys. Dozens of them, drifting down on little parachutes, turning the sea into a glowing chessboard only the Americans can see. In USS Frost, DE-144, Lieutenant Commander Robert C. Erickson leans over the shoulder of his sonar chief. The screen paints a perfect, steady line. "That's no snorkel bounce, sir. That's a big bastard running on batteries, and he just went dead quiet. But we've got him cold on the buoys. He's a sitting duck." Back in U-2511, Schnee feels the trap closing like icy fingers around his throat. Every second they stay deep, the batteries bleed. Every second they move, the American web tightens. He makes the only choice left. "Achtung! Auftauchen!" The plainsmen blow tanks hard. Compressed air roars. The boat rockets upward like a cork from hell. Schnee's mind is racing faster than the ballast pumps. Surface, guns blazing, ram if we have to, anything but die like rats in a barrel. 04:17 a.m. The black conning tower breaches the surface in an explosion of white foam. Moonlight catches the wet Balkan Kreuz. Men scramble up the ladder, coughing, half-blinded by the sudden cold air. Schnee is first on the bridge, binoculars already to his eyes. And that is the exact moment the legend of the invincible Type XXI dies forever. Because less than 800 meters away, searchlights snap on like the eyes of God. 4 American destroyers, Frost, Inch, Housie Powell, and Stanton, sit in a perfect diamond around the surfacing U-boat, guns already trained, depth charge racks empty because they never needed them. Schnee lowers the binocular slowly. His voice is barely audible over the wind. "Mein Gott, sie haben auf uns gewartet." They were waiting for us. The hunter has become the hunted in the space of a single breath.
04:18 hours. The North Atlantic wind cuts like a bayonet. Adalbert Schnee stands rigid on the winter garden of U-2511, hands still gripping the binoculars that have just betrayed him. 4 destroyers, close enough to read the names on their hulls, close enough to smell the coffee on their bridges. Their 5-inch guns are depressed almost to horizontal, muzzles staring straight into his eyes. No klaxons, no frantic shouts from the American ships, just the low thrum of their turbines and the lazy slap of waves against steel. They are not surprised. They are bored. A single signal lamp begins blinking from USS Frost, slow and deliberate, like a teacher correcting a slow pupil. It spells out, in perfect German, "Hände hoch, Maschinen stopp, keine Funk." Schnee's mouth goes dry. The signalman on Frost knows German. Of course he does. They have been reading his mail for months. Behind him, Oberlieutenant zur See Paul Franz Grabovoy emerges from the hatch, face streaked with oil, eyes wide. "Herr Kaleu, the crew, they want to know if we fight." Schnee doesn't answer immediately. He is staring at the American formation again, really seeing it now. The destroyers haven't even cleared for action stations. Sailors in peacoats lean on the rails, some smoking, a few waving almost cheerfully. One destroyer, Inch, edges closer till her bow is barely 200 meters off.
A young American lieutenant cups his hands and shouts across the water in casual, almost friendly German. "Nice boat, Captain. Welcome to the end of the war." A ripple of laughter drifts over from the destroyer's deck. Schnee feels something inside him crack, not dramatically, not with screams or tears, but quietly, like thin ice giving way under a boot. The invincible Elektroboot, the weapon that was going to strangle Britain in 6 months, surfaced right into the middle of an American hunter-killer group that knew exactly where he would be, exactly when he would surface, exactly how fast he could run. Grabovoi whispers again, voice trembling now. "Orders, sir." Schnee lowers his hands from the binoculars. They feel very heavy suddenly. You can almost taste the humiliation rolling off the conning tower, thick as the diesel smoke still curling from the snorkel mast.
04:21 a.m. The sea is a black mirror reflecting the cold white glare of American searchlights. Adalbert Schnee raises both arms above his head, slowly, deliberately. The gesture feels heavier than any depth charge. Behind him, the watch officer repeats the order down the hatch in a voice that cracks like a schoolboy's. "Alle Mann an Deck! Weiße Flagge! Es ist vorbei!" White flag. The words echo through the boat like a death sentence. Men pour out of the hatches in stunned silence. Torpedo mates, machinists, cooks still wearing stained aprons. Their breath plumes in the freezing air. No one speaks. No one has to. They can see the ring of steel waiting for them. On USS Frost, a bosun's whistle pipes. A launch is already in the water, engine growling low. American sailors with Thompson guns standing easy, almost relaxed. They have done this before, many times. Tonight is just Tuesday. Schnee watches the boat approach and feels the full weight of 6 years collapse into this single moment. He remembers Dernitz's words in the Bremen shipyard only months ago. The Type XXI will make the Atlantic German again. He remembers the champagne christening of U-2511, the band playing, the engineers weeping with pride. Now the champagne is salt water, the band is silent, and the pride tastes like rust. The American lieutenant climbs the saddle tank first, boots ringing on steel. He's 24, freckled, chewing gum. He salutes Schnee with theatrical correctness. "Lieutenant Junior Grade Harry Feldman, USS Frost. Captain, you are ordered to prepare your vessel for boarding." Schnee answers in clipped, perfect English. "Kapitän Leutnant Adalbert Schnee, the boat is yours." Feldman's eyes flick over the sleek lines of the 21, the revolutionary hull, the snorkel mast, and the twin 20mm guns still in their sleek fairings. He whistles low. "Damn, you guys weren't kidding. This thing really is a beauty." He says it the way a man admires a thoroughbred right before leading it to the glue factory. Below decks, American prize crews are already moving through the boat with practiced calm, opening valves, photographing gauges, pocketing code books. One sailor finds the crew's last crate of real coffee and whoops like he's won the lottery. Schnee stands on the bridge, hands now clasped behind his back, watching his future being dismantled piece by piece. He thinks of the 4 T-11 torpedoes still racing toward HMS Norfolk somewhere in the bark. He wonders if they will even find their target, or if the British already know they are coming. The sea wind carries the faint sound of American jazz drifting from a destroyer's loudspeaker. Glenn Miller, In the Mood. Schnee closes his eyes. The invincible submarine, the miracle weapon, surfaced into captivity.
without firing a shot in anger. The war just ended for U-2511, and every man aboard knows the Reich is already bleeding out in Berlin. But the deepest shock is still waiting below. 04:37 a.m. Inside the red-lit control room of U-2511, the air is no longer German. American sailors move like they own the place, because now they do. Flashbulbs pop as a Navy photographer documents every gauge, every valve, every revolutionary inch. A chief petty officer runs his hand along the silent electric motors and mutters, "Holy Christ, this is the future." Adalbert Schnee is escorted below at gunpoint. Not roughly, there's no need. Lieutenant Feldman walks beside him, almost companionable. They stop at the chart table. Spread across it, U-2511 sealed orders, the patrol grid, the recognition signals, and something else. A single sheet of paper torn from the code room's trash burner just minutes ago. It's charred at the edges, but readable. Feldman holds it up. His voice is quiet, almost sympathetic. "Captain, care to explain why your secret grid coordinates for the next 6 months are written in plain English on the back of an American weather report?" Schnee stares at the paper like it's a live cobra. The handwriting is German. The coordinates match BDU's ultra-secret Hydra grid. But on the reverse, in faded purple mimeograph, U.S. Navy Weather Bulletin, North Atlantic Sector, May 1945. Schnee's knees almost buckle. Enigma wasn't just broken, it wasn't even in the game anymore. The Americans haven't been reacting, they've been directing. Every patrol line, every Wolfpack rendezvous, every Type 21 shakedown cruise, they knew before the ink dried in Berlin. Feldman folds the paper and slips it into his pocket. "We started reading your mail in 1942, Captain. By 44, we were writing the replies for you." He gestures around the gleaming control room, the streamlined attack center, the silent propulsion, the periscopes that see farther and clearer than anything in the fleet. "All this beautiful engineering, and you still showed up exactly where we put the welcome mat." Schnee's voice is a rasp. "How long?" Feldman smiles without warmth. "Long enough that we let you finish the boat. We wanted to see what you'd come up with." A pause. The only sound is the soft click of American cameras. Then Feldman drops the final bomb. 05:15 hours. Dawn is still 2 hours away, but the war is over for every man wearing gray. The crew of U-2511, 52 souls, stand lined up on the casing, life jackets over their leather jackets, hands clasped behind their heads. The wind whips across the deck, carrying the smell of coffee and bacon from an American galley. Someone's stomach growls loud enough to be heard over the engines. A bosun's mate with a Brooklyn accent walks the line handing out cigarettes, Lucky Strikes. Some of the younger Germans take them with trembling fingers. One boy, no more than 17, still baby fat on his cheeks, starts to cry silently when the American pats his shoulder and says, "It's okay, kid, it's done." Adalbert Schnee stands apart at the foot of the conning tower, flanked by 2 Marine guards who look bored. His Knight's Cross glints dully in the searchlights. Lieutenant Feldman returns with a canvas bag and a question. "Captain, Grand Admiral Dunitz is going to want to know what happened. Any message you want me to pass along when we put you on the radio?" For the first time tonight, Schnee laughs. It is a short, ugly sound. "Tell the Gross Admiral the Atlantic is still deep, but it belongs to the Americans now." Feldman nods like a man who already knew the answer. Over the next 20 minutes, the prize crew finishes its work. Scuttling charges are removed. No need, the boat is too valuable. Seacocks are sealed. The Balkenkreuz on the conning tower is already being painted over with hasty gray and the new number IX300, U for captured, X for former enemy. At 0542, USS Frost takes U-2511 in tow toward Iceland, then Portsmouth, then the dissection tables of the David Taylor Model Basin. Every secret the Reich poured into her, hull streamlining, hydrogen peroxide turbines, the silent drive, will be measured, weighed, and copied before the leaves fall in 1945. Schnee watches his boat shrink against the bulk of the destroyer and feels something he has never felt in 6 war patrols: shame. Not for surrendering. Any fool can see the mathematics of 4 destroyers at point-blank range. Shame. The submarine ever built, the one meant to save Germany, will now help the enemy build 100 more, better ones. One of the American sailors, a gunner's mate with a Kodak camera, calls out cheerfully, "Hey, crowd captain, smile, you're going to be famous." The flashbulb pops. The picture will run in Life magazine 3 weeks later under the headline, "The Nazis' Dreamboat and How We Stole It Without Firing a Shot." Schnee doesn't smile. He's thinking about Berlin, about the bunkers, about a city already on fire. He's thinking that somewhere in the Führer bunker right now, men are still moving pins on maps and talking about wonder weapons. And for the first time in his adult life, Adalbert Schnee pities them. Because the wonder is over. The ocean is American. And the war, for all intents and purposes, just ended 300 miles south of the Arctic Circle on a cold May morning that no one will ever remember, except the 52 men who lived it.